The market is going absolutely phenomenally, but it's what's around the corner that I want to share with you today. Before I can explain what it is that's so exciting, let me share with you some present things that are going on that help give context. Now, you've seen that play to earn gaming is finally coming into the limelight, so congratulations to all of you that bought Axie Infinity in the early days, which is really the first play to earn game that's really hit and is doing phenomenal things. We also see that Cardano is taking off as it rounds the corner towards smart contracts. There's also some interesting things happening. A video game, namely Star Atlas, who came onto our channel this week actually, they announced something that was very interesting to me. So yeah, they built on the Solana blockchain, and that was intriguing. But what was more intriguing than that is that they're integrating the Serum DEX, which is a DEX on Solana, right into their video game. And it's going to have its own interface within the game to access that DEX. That is amazing to me, and I love that. Imagine playing a video game and being able to access DeFi right there. Now, this world is starting to come together in ways that are absolutely going to change it. Imagine people living in the Philippines that are presently making $2,000 a month playing a game called Axie Infinity, which few had heard of 2 years ago. And now they're able to pay their bills like they were never able to before. Imagine what games will come down the pipe that are extremely fun to play, that push the play to earn model to further reaches. Now, I do have one coming soon that I can't wait to share with you. Not ready for me to share with you yet, but stay tuned for that because I think you're going to love it. And we'll have some news on that in the coming weeks. So what is it that's so exciting? Well, to me, it's the integration of projects into systems that everyone knows and uses right now. We keep talking about mass adoption of crypto into the world. Well, what it's going to take is going to take adoption of crypto into systems and devices that people are already used to using in their lives. So imagine a play-to-earn game easily integrating into your phone so that you can have some fun while playing it on your phone. And then you send funds from the game right there and then to your bank account. Imagine your phone has access to your bank account and crypto accounts with just a few clicks of the button. And then you can send the value back and forth right there. Now, imagine that you can take those funds and instantly put them into some kind of DeFi yield right then and there from your phone, just seconds after you were playing the game. And also get yields on that DeFi that if you told the traditional bankers what kind of yields you were making off of your investments, they would laugh at you and tell you it wasn't possible. Now, Satoshi created an idea, and that idea sparked thousands of other ideas that will transform the daily lives of everyone on this planet. And you're right here at the early days of it. So do you see why I'm excited? Now, you're not too early where you have to insert a CD into your laptop and download the entire Bitcoin blockchain in order to be able to transact on it. But early enough to where in a reasonable amount of time you can buy Bitcoin and you can send it to an exchange to be able to try to buy whatever altcoin that you're trying to buy. Now, how can you tell you're still early? Well, you can tell you're still early by how hard it is to buy the OMI token. Token that I'm very bullish on, but it's on a limited number of markets that you have to buy Bitcoin on whatever fiat on-ramp you want or whatever asset and then send it over to, say, Bitforex in order to then buy the OMI token. So the difficulty is still there. It's not as crazy difficult as it was, but that's how you know you're still in the early days. Now, where is this going? It's going everywhere. Blockchain will begin bringing down transaction costs across the world. It will increase tracking, and think about it, increased tracking, that it decreases transportation costs. Imagine somebody ships a couple things of lettuce through some trucks to a place and they accidentally sit out in the sun for 3 days. And the whole crop is lost there, right? That increases transaction costs. With the blockchain, it can make it simple that a red flag pops up on some analyst's desk saying that it's been sitting out too long without refrigeration and the drivers need to be called and that needs to get unloaded. This is all made possible through faster databases, which is happening through blockchain, as well as the integration of systems that couldn't talk to each other before. Now imagine too, what else is coming with this. Imagine if you're passionate about saving the world, I want to share with you some ideas. Imagine carbon offsets are verifiable and tradable, and people, because they're verifiable and tradable, people could make money cleaning plastics off of the beaches. And then with blockchain, they can verify that it was all done, and they can sell that as a carbon offset. I don't know if you've seen the videos of birds eating these plastics on the beaches because they think that they're some kind of food. And actually, you can see that they've died, and when they waste away, you can see all of the plastics coming out of their stomach, and how many birds are lost because of things like that. Well, with blockchain, you can make that a verifiable asset, make that sellable, so there's actually money in cleaning up the environment. Love that idea. Imagine also, because of blockchain, you could get paid by being a digital farmer in a play-to-earn game that goes absolutely worldwide. If you're in a relatively poor country, imagine telling your parents that, well, you just got a job because as a team manager, employing, and training other digital farmers for the play-to-earn game that you're in. And before, where you were at, maybe you couldn't make more than $1,000 a month, but in this job, with the skills that you have, you can get paid $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 a month. This is where things are going. Now, you probably all heard the stories of the secretaries at Microsoft that were secretaries, and because they got some stock options in Microsoft, that as Microsoft went huge, they made millions, some of them tens of millions of dollars because of those stocks and stock options. Well, from this boom, my guess is the technology shift that's happening, that there will be companies and projects out there that create far more millionaires than Microsoft. Now, which exactly are the projects that are going to do that? Well, stay tuned to this channel because we discuss that kind of thing. Now, I can't tell you exactly which ones they're going to be because I don't know. None of us know. But I have found through understanding the true principles of investing, and also now that I've had some time in crypto, I've gotten a lot better at understanding how to analyze which projects are good. And so that though we're guessing, your guesses get a lot better. And that makes a difference. So I want to share with you something else that's very exciting. So can you see why I'm so excited about the blockchain space in general? Now, you may have already been thinking this. Maybe I just summarized it in easy words, or maybe you already had all that in your mind. Definitely join me on this journey as we go through it together. If you haven't already, give the video a like. I really appreciate it when you do. And subscribe to the channel if this is the kind of discussions you want to have. So let's talk about what is coming next. We just had this play-to-earn gaming boom, and what is on the horizon? Well, we've seen play-to-earn games and NFTs pump to crazy, ridiculous prices, and I actually called that the play-to-earn gaming boom and the NFT boom 6 weeks ago. What do I think is coming next? Well, the ADA ecosystem. Yes, it is. So smart contracts are coming next within Cardano. Real players and real teams with real serious projects are coming there, more than you know. There are some teams that we're building on Ethereum that we're trying to move over to other chains, side chains, that I think as those side chains are filling up, they're realizing that they don't have the scalability they're looking for either. And where are they going to come? Cardano. All right, well, let me share with you what I'm passionate about, what projects I'm really liking and seeing that I like in the Cardano ecosystem. So let me share with you my screen. We're looking at CoinGecko here. And do you remember when I shared with you that Cardano and Polkadot's market caps were very similar? And so if we look at where the market caps are, Cardano is at 74 million, and look at where the other one is. This is Polkadot at 27 million. Now, Cardano has been crushing Polkadot, and I expect it will continue for at least the next 3 to 8 weeks. Then probably, as that really peaks out, you might have some of the other ecosystems really take off. You saw how Axie Infinity took off, and then that spread to other games like Illuvium and other ones that had a token out there ready. And you have some amazing projects coming up like Star Atlas that don't yet have a token you can buy. Well, I imagine as the Cardano ecosystem goes crazy and as people start taking some gains in that ecosystem, they will be looking at the other ecosystems, and then maybe some of those other ones will pump. So what am I most, I guess let's look at the Cardano price. $2.30. So it's really close to previous all-time highs, which this shows it is $2.30. It did hit more prior to that. So look how it came right up near that price, got rejected, came back down, and we'll see if this time it breaks through. We'll see. We don't know. It's got this nice rounded top here. We'll see if it punches through. But let's talk about the projects within them. Now, I like Cardano. I still hold a lot. I'm seriously considering rolling some of my Cardano into some of the ecosystem projects that I love. And many of the ones I'm going to share with you today, I'm already invested in, not all of them. Meld, I talk about them a lot. And I talk about them a lot because their leadership is top-notch. Because you have a top-notch leader, you can attract top-notch talent. And you'll hear about some new things coming with them that will make you understand. Some of it I can't share. But Meld is making all the right partnerships. They're bringing on the right people so that they can be one of the top projects in all of DeFi across any of the chains. And I'm seeing what I hoped I would be seeing with Meld. In fact, I'm seeing it faster than I ever imagined possible I would see it. But there's reasons why I'm so bullish on Meld. In fact, I don't have time to be an ambassador for projects, yet I agree to be an ambassador of Meld because I want to continue to get updates at a better level and be able to bring those updates to my audience. And so for me, that was extremely valuable, even with the time commitment I don't love, because even though I went full-time crypto like 4 months ago and left, employment that I really enjoyed doing and was very financially lucrative, I'm finding that I'm running out of time again because behind the scenes I've met so many of the right people that keep me updated so that I can bring better information to you. But I can't always tell you exactly what that information is. So hint, hint, big things coming with Meld. All right, another project I'm really bullish on, ADAX. Now, I invested in the pre-sale on this. It was launched on X Markets, and a good friend of mine, Tim, called me, and we're both heavy on Cardano and love Cardano and have loved it for years. And he asked me if I'd heard of ADAX, and he says it's a new DEX coming on Cardano. And I'd heard a couple of my subscribers in our Telegram community. If you want the link for that, it's down below under See More. And so there's some great people in there, and they were asking about ADAX too. And I said, well, okay, I'll take a look at it. And actually, I didn't have enough time to take a deep look at it. I just rolled the dice on ADAX. And I told my community through Telegram that I was rolling the dice on it, but that I couldn't verify it was a top project. I knew that the narrative was a good. They were one of the first to be building a DEX, at least one of the first I was aware of, to be building a DEX on Cardano. And I love that narrative. Now, there are now like 11 projects trying to build a DEX on Cardano. It's an extremely crowded space, but I have a suspicion ADAX could emerge as the number one. Now, there's another one that had some initial marketing or some hype about it that really got attention, but I did see them make 3 serious mistakes in the early days that really set them back. Now, whether they'll overcome those, I don't know. I can't say. But ADAX is really making friends with all the right people behind the scenes, which tells me, even though I haven't spoken their leadership, I don't know their leadership, the people that they're making friends with don't make partnerships or arrangements or even talk at that level with ones that don't have the right leadership. So ADAX has my full attention, if that makes sense. What else am I bullish on? Well, Iagon. Now, data storage, there are a lot of projects in this space where I feel like Cardano is the right platform to really do well on this. Iagon has a product out there. You can buy their service right now. Doubt that it's running on Cardano. I don't know how it could. Smart contracts aren't out there. They'll be integrating with Cardano. I imagine as they do, their prices will come down because you can get a centralized service that does the same thing for cheaper right now. But imagine where things can go with this. And so I like to buy things when they're cheap. Now, when they went really cheap here, I talked about them a few times on my channel. I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you what I'm doing. And when I'm really excited about something that I feel like it's at a steal of a deal, And that's when I was talking about it. Now, what happened since then? Well, it tripled from its lows. I guess, yeah, close to triple from its lows. At some point, it did triple. And then it's come back, and that's great. It's retraced some. It hasn't retraced back to how cheap it was. I don't know that it'll ever get that cheap again. Maybe in the bear market. We'll see. But, okay, so I like nice pullbacks for making good entries. Am I making good entries? No, I loaded up when it was cheap. So for those looking for an entry, you might evaluate whether this makes sense for you. All right, Cardano ecosystem taking off. What does that mean? Usually means that the launch pads associated with the Cardano ecosystem are going to do very well. So we're going to talk about two that are already out and one that's coming soon. The first one I want to talk about is Card Starter. Now, you've probably heard of this, and my same friend Tim called me. I think Cards was had just come out. It was like $4 or $5. And I didn't know how to evaluate if that was a good deal for the project. Now, with hindsight, let me share with you. Was that a good deal? Well, it did go all the way to $80. So, yes, it was a great deal. I could have picked some up. Hit a really attractive price down here at $10, and it's still sitting under triple that. But, I mean, they do have a market cap at 122,000, which is a pretty high market cap for a launch pad. So the question I ask myself is, can it go higher? I don't know the answer to that. Obviously, can it? Yes. I guess the bigger question is, will it go higher? And that's what I don't know the answer to. Except I do know that as an ecosystem really takes off, and there's a lot of FOMO there, well, what is the way to get into all the best new projects? Well, through a launchpad. What do you need to participate in the launchpad? Well, you need to hold their tokens. So their actual token price and market cap becomes less relevant than the money people can make by buying the tokens in order to get into the projects launching on them. So I imagine the price could go a lot higher from here, even though that's a fairly sizable market cap for a launchpad at this point. Another one is Occam Finance. Now, Occam's market cap is lower at 94 million, but they do only have, here you can see what their circulating supply is versus their total supply, and so only 10% of their total supply is in circulation. And if you were to ask me, is that a concern of mine, I would answer, completely a concern of mine. I don't know what the vesting schedule for Occam is, so if all of a sudden 30 million tokens unlock, that would devastate the price here. Now, my guess is when they set it up, there's not that kind of cliff that all of a sudden 30 million tokens. That would be crazy to set it up that dumb. So I imagine they didn't do that. But without knowing what the vesting schedule is, I don't know what it could be. Just do notice that it just pumped 15%. That's pretty amazing. They did make it all the way up close to $16. They did retrace all the way down to close to $5. And now they're up not quite double from there. Now, I know that they're in talks with some projects that I'm looking at, that I'm trying to get a better feel of, that I think are really solid projects, and they're coming, and they're going to be coming through Occam Finance's Launchpad. So that tells me that they're getting the top tier projects on the Cardano ecosystem that I'm interested in, and so that tells me they're doing the right thing. And even though I don't know them yet, I do know somebody that knows them, and I asked them to put me in touch with Occam because I would love to have them on the channel. In fact, I'd love to make that invitation to Card Starter as well. Then the last one I'm going to share with you, well, it's at my favorite price point. I guess favorite, kind of. They haven't launched yet, so we don't know what the price is. And if it launches before the ecosystem takes off, then you'll probably be able to get a reasonable price. And maybe early on, right after it launches, you'll be able to get it at a fairly reasonable price anyway, and that is Vent Finance. So Vent partnered with one of my favorite companies in the Cardano ecosystem, and that's Meld, and they made a bridge between Polygon and Cardano. Now, each of them has different reasons as to why they needed this bridge, and I've asked both of them to come on next week to explain to you the bridge that they built, because it's incredible what it does for each of them, though what it does for each of them is different. So really cool. They already have that bridge up and going. They didn't wait for Cardano to build it, because Cardano is doing all kinds of things. And when I say Cardano, I mean IOHK. So they went ahead and partnered and built it. If you remember, though, I've talked about Meld. Meld does have some of the best Cardano ecosystem programmers out there that came over to work with Meld, and so they had the right team to make this happen. And so they'll share with you what they've done. Now, Vent is going to be a launch pad. They have some cool metrics that make it a little bit easier, that even if you don't have a lot of their token, you can at least get involved in a launch pad that hopefully you can, in a project that launches on them, and make some money. So that hopefully maybe when they come on, they'll be able to explain some of those metrics better to you. I think they've got the right stuff to become a real player in this. And even though that there's already 2 launch pads on Cardano, I did speak with Vent earlier and I asked them some very hard questions, and the answers were really good. I asked them, how do you expect to survive coming in number 3 behind 2 launch pads that already have so much clout? Answers that they gave me were great. So yeah, I did want to ask them to come speak to you, because I also like that they haven't pumped tremendously on their price, at least that we know of. We don't know what it'll come out if you're able to get it when they launch, and I don't remember at present who they're launching through, so I don't know where you can get their tokens at the IDO price. But even if you're not able to participate in the IDO, if you can get them at a reasonable price, there might be some real value to you. But the best place to really check them out right now is you can go to their website, and that's vent.finance. But honestly, their Twitter, they keep really updated, and that is at Vent Finance. And so it's a great place to learn more about them if you're interested. All right. Whew. That was a lot of talking. Now, I do appreciate all of you who've stuck with me all the way till here. Hopefully your portfolio is seeing some big improvements. I hope you're seeing kind of where crypto can go, and you've seen that with some of the play to earn gaming and some of these NFTs going crazy. I hope you're not loading up this late in that swing. Who knows? Could keep going. My guess is it won't. And as pullback, I'm definitely selling some of my assets in that space. Now, I did put some sell orders on my MeBits, and the price on MeBits have reversed. Now, they're long enough term assets that I will probably just keep them to the next pump. That's cool. I'll just let that ride because I feel like they have staying power. Now, some of the assets in that space really risky in that they pump pretty good while the dialogue is really hot, but I don't know that I would expect that to continue. Does that make sense? So be cautious on that. What else are my thoughts? Well, I think Cardano is going to take off and it's going to play out how I think, but we will see that together. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit all the notifications. Like I shared with you, I think about the crypto space as an investment, and I do have some experience as an investor for about 20 years and about 4 years in crypto. So I worked with an artist to create this song for you, this rap, for all you rainmakers. And rainmakers are those that are making it rain for your future by committing to be here 5 years from now. Not just at the end of 5 years, but in the middle, because just as much as I think we're about to have a big bull run leg coming, we'll have a pullback after that. And they call that big pullback a bear market. And it will probably be long. It might be 2 years, might be 2.5 years. And it gets very boring in the space during that time. I hope you will stick with us for this full 5 years, both in the channel and just in the community, so that you can continue to learn more about the principles of investing that have helped change my life and my finances for forever. Because I think for many of you, it will change yours. It depends on how well you follow these principles. Because I'm not a financial advisor, I can't tell you specifics, I can't tell you what to buy. I can just share with you the principles of investing that guide what I purchase. I can tell you what I like and what I'm buying, but as to what you do, that responsibility is fully on your shoulders. Hopefully these principles of investing help inform you to make better decisions, though. Thank you, guys. Join us on the song by Charlie, and then from that, Seth in our community Sethified it with a remix.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments I don't lead with my heart. Principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. As when I was selling, go parabolic, then dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes it time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but with knowledge to gain show. Thinking out this wrong, cause soon will come a bear market. We're learning and growing and when it's slow will be the target. They say it's come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time the bull will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes it time fly by, years going so fast. This game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough. And that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.